Hey, what's up, guys? So, today, before we move ahead with our development, I think, as per hygiene check, the first thing which I would ideally like to do is push my code to GitHub. It is a little uncomfortable for me to work on a code base which is not on Git. So, the best thing to do is obviously first let's initialize our Git repository. So, Git init on our local environment. Let me increase the size of this and see git status. Okay, we already have a git ignore, which is good. Let us quickly just check what things are there. Although I don't think I'll understand everything right now, but yeah, miscellaneous, these have class files, DS store, that's good. IntelliJ related stuff, VS Code, publish related things, web related. Okay, so I would say this is generally covering everything there is. One thing to understand is it is not, I think, pushing the release files, which means the APK is never going to be pushed, which is in a way good thing, right? So yeah, we are covered. We can just, oops, not there, over here inside my terminal. I can do git add, git commit, make a message which is git init, and now it's time to link it to our GitHub repository. So why don't we create one? I haven't done as of now. Expense tracker Flutter. Okay, my expense tracker Flutter app, maybe something like this. Public is fine. Create repository. Okay, this should work. Then we have git branch dash m main. Okay, this will not work. Maybe what I can do is git push dash u origin master. Will this work? Permission denied. For some reason, my git URL needs to be this, I think. Let me see. Change git remote URL. How do we do that? Okay, git remote set URL origin. This should work for me. And I'll just copy this and try once. Okay, will this work? All right, this does. So I need to do git the SSH version because keys are added. Okay, so yeah, our code is here and it's a public repository. So at any point of time, you can reference the project. All right, so let's get started and write some code on our own based on the flow of the Flutter's tutorial get started guide, right? Because what we have right now is just the basic bootstrap. So let's see what we can build using the documentation. So part one says how to write a Flutter app that looks okay. This is fine. Basic structure of Flutter app, finding useful packages to extend functionality, using hot reload for quicker development life cycles, stateful widget, infinite lazy loaded list. So this is a good amount of thing which we will be learning. What I can see is, we will need an infinite list for our expense list as well. So that's good. Basic structures, we will anyways need them. So that's there. We have to understand that stateful widgets is something we will need because state is how we work with the data. That's what my understanding is. At least that's what React says in terms of state. So our stateful widgets need to communicate, and let's see how those things work. Okay, right. So create the first Flutter app. What they have done is they are saying replace the content with this. This is a very small code snippet compared to this current one. Okay. Fine. Let me do one thing. I don't know if it will allow me to, but typically I create a backup for some time. I won't add it to Git, but I'll try to keep this. Okay. No, I have Git, right? So let me not do that. This is something which I don't want. And how is this file coming over here? I don't know. I'll just remove that. git reset, and I am back to my initial code. This is one reason why I like to have git the moment I start a project. I can revert certain things and get back to the state I was pretty easily. Okay, so import material dart. Okay, then this is fine. No, my app is being called. Then we have widget build material app, which has a title. Then we have home, and that we are using one more widget, I think, which is scaffold. This scaffold has app bar, and inside the app bar we have a title, and scaffold has body as well. So let's copy this and see what happens to our code, or rather what happens to our app. I'll put it here. Oops, not like that. And extend it a bit. Now I will hit save. It will build. Okay, that was pretty fast. This is done. We have hello world. Okay, nothing too big, but definitely we have our hello world thing over here. Now observations. This example creates a material app. Material is a visual design language that is standard on mobile and web. Yes, that's something which Google has come up with. Now it's a good idea to have uses material design true entry in Flutter section inside this file, pubspec.yaml. Okay, let's see what that file is. Where do we find that? Android build shouldn't be in these folders. Lib, test, web. Oh, here it is, pubspec.yaml. Okay, what do we have in here? Name, description, publish to. There's a lot of documentation going around. Find version, environment, SDKs. That is fine. Dependencies. Right now I have Flutter, SDK Flutter. Okay. Okay, fine. It said something about material design being true. So can I look for that? Yes, it is here. So what does this say? The following line ensures that the material icon font is included with your application so that you can use icons. Okay, so this is only the icons. That's fine. Okay, I really don't matter too much. Okay, then we have the main method uses arrow notation. Okay, yes, we saw the main method over here. So that's fine. And then we have app extends a stateless widget. Okay, which makes the app a widget in itself. Yes. So this is an important concept to understand. What Flutter says is everything is a widget. So even the app which is running, it needs a canvas where the widget needs to render itself. So yes, this is a stateless widget. Almost everything is a widget, including alignment, padding, and layout. Okay, that's interesting to know. Then we have this scaffold widget. Yeah, we saw that because inside our widget we had material app and that housed the scaffold. So scaffold widget from material library provides a default app bar. Sorry. So app bar, I'm assuming this is the one they're talking about, and a body property that holds the widget tree from the home screen for the home screen. Right. Okay. The widget also provides a build method, right? And the body of this example consists of a center widget, which basically puts the hello world in the center of the screen, right? So that means if I somehow remove this and if I try to do something like this, will it work? No, it doesn't. So maybe it expects an object. Text. No, what does it say? Run of text with a single style. The text widget displays a string of text with single style. The string might break across multiple lines. Too early, I guess, to experiment. So let's keep it like this. And yeah. So observations is here. Now they're saying use an external package. So right, what do we do in here? What do I do? In this step, you will start using an open source package named English Words, which contains a few thousand of the most used English words. Okay, that's a nice package to have. Nice utility. Where do we get the packages? pub.dev. Let's see. What is that? Okay, this is what we are looking at. So let me search for that package, English words, hit enter. Okay. The package contains the most 5,000 used English words. Okay, that's fine. Main nouns dot take 50 for each print. That's interesting. So let's see how we can install this package. Obviously, from a Laravel background, I am expecting some kind of a composer require. Changelog example we saw of quite a few. Generate word pairs. Okay. Installing this. Dart pub add this and Flutter pub add this. So I think this is something which I want to do. Flutter pub add English words. Okay. So let me go to my terminal and run this command and see what is happening. App will restart, but right now we don't have any major changes. YAML file, it added this. This is almost like our composer.json, come to think of it. English words, right. So we have the package. That's good news. Now let's move ahead and see what they are trying to do. Inside main Dart, they have added this, right? So I'll just stick that on top of my main.dart file. Okay, right. Now this is giving me a blue thing because, okay, it says it's unused. So fine, I haven't added the thing, but then what have they done? This is final word pair equals word pair dot random. How did they get the word pair over here? How do they know that it is exposing word pairs? It has nouns as well. So I'm not very clear, but word pair. Okay. And do we have nouns? Oh, yes, we do. That's a little strange. I don't know how that makes sense because word pair, how do I know that this is the function which is available to me? Although yes, there is random method, so I can obviously get that. Word pair equals final word pair equals word pair dot random. Okay, yeah. So I need to get that as a variable, and this is final because I really don't want this thing to be changed, and hence this is done. How do we concat? I don't want this. Okay, JavaScript has something like this, but this is not working. Let me quickly do a search of Dart concat string. Again, I told you this is going to be a little difficult because I have no previous experience with Dart, right? So apologies for that. It expects a string, which is fine, but then it is not taking this as a string. Why? Because this returns what? Dot random is a factory method, returns first, and it doesn't say anywhere that it's a string. So I don't know. Maybe that is the reason. Okay. So why don't we do as the document suggests and wait for some time. Okay. This is also not working. So there is something definitely wrong. Text constant center is removed. The removed constant. Why? I don't know. But let's try and change that. Okay. Now it is working. The argument type word pair cannot be assigned to the parameter. Okay. And so word pair dot as Pascal case. Okay, I get two strings. So that means I can actually do something which is hello world and then this. So this is type check kind of stuff. So I was doing word pair, and as you would have seen, what is happening is word pair is returning a word pair, right? The type is word pair. You see, this is what is going as a return, right? Pairs iterable dot first, and it is returning a word pair. Hence, when I don't do a toString, it breaks. It will complain because a text widget is expecting a string and I'm sending it something which is not something it expects. Okay, so as string, okay, there are quite a few methods. It's okay, it's not a method, it's a property, but I think I will go with toString. That's best right now. Let me see, what do we get? Oh, perfect. I just need an space, and whenever it is reloading, it changes. So as you can see, I'm hitting Control S and it changes. One more and it changes. That's nice. So we have done something interesting over here. I don't know whether you feel excited about it, but yes, I'm really happy that something is working. And yeah, so the app is running. Hot reload, that I have seen problems. If your app is not running correctly, look for typos. Those things are fine. So now let's move ahead and look at the documentation on how we can create a stateful widget. So it says that stateless widgets are immutable. Okay, so their values are final. Stateful, on the other hand, will expect changes. Okay, so they have a state of their own. Okay, to implement a stateful widget requires at least two classes, stateful widget class and the state class. Okay, that's interesting. So just to create one widget, we'll need two classes. The stateful widget class is itself immutable and can be thrown away and regenerated, but the state class persists over the lifetime of the widget. Okay, fine. So how do we do that? Create the boilerplate code for a stateful widget. Inside the main.dart file, position your cursor after all the code, hit enter a couple of times and start on a fresh line. Start typing stateful. Okay, the editor asks you if you want to create stateful widget. Return to accept. Okay, let's see. stateful. So I'll go over here, stateful, and then okay, I have some boilerplate code over here. It has one class, stateful widget, and then there is the state. So I think it said random words, right? Let me do random words. And anything else? Random word goes a little else beside this. Once you have entered the name, the ID will automatically update the accompanying state class. Okay, so this is done. So let's see what has happened. Random words is a class which extends stateful widget, which is a little different from what we had here, which is stateless widget. Okay, so because we have a stateful widget, obviously this is something part of the code which we got. Override, and then we have random words state, which is create state. Okay, the underscore means it is private, I think. There was prefixing and identify with an underscore in the Dart language and is a recommended best practice for state objects. Okay, so they say that if it's a state, then it should be added with an underscore. So that's fine. This is a state variable which we created from this class. That's fine. And we have random state. Okay, then what do this say? This is a container. Instead of that, update the build command function with what? Final word this, return text. Okay, which means what they're trying to do is instead of returning a container, I will do final word pair equals word pair, something similar what we did with, inside the previous thing. Correct? We did a final where was that? Over here, right? So we don't need to do something like this. We are creating our own widget, and in here return what? Text. Return text and send the text. Okay, let's do that. Word pair dot two lowercase. Let's do two lowercase. That's fine. Okay, and then how do we call that? So they are saying remove the word generation code from my app by making the changes in this. So we remove this. There is a change over here. Child text this becomes constant center and then the class. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward. I'll just copy this. Over here they said we need to do const, and this gets replaced with this. I don't need this line. Okay. And now hit save. Let's see what happens. Okay. This is done. Fun flash. Hit save one more time. Reloads. Okay. So we have created our own widget as well, which is being used inside the main app. So that's pretty good progress, I would say, for now. So yeah, I'll look at more things as we continue to learn things. But yeah, that's it for now. If you like this video, do click on the thumbs up icon and don't forget to subscribe to my channel.